Have you ever wondered what your users are actually doing when they're on your website? If this is a question you ask yourself before, this is the course for you. The setup for this tool is going to be within minutes, and the data is going to be instant. Learning how to fully use this tool is what is going to help you increase conversions, get more sales, and implementing the data that you get from this tool into your website is what is going to help you reach your goals. In this first step, we're going to go about how to add clarity to your website. And once everything is connected, it could take a few minutes to start giving you data to your dashboard. So in the meantime, after you install this, you can go through the course so that way you can learn a few things that we show you there so you can understand the program better. You can also use the resources that are on this page, and then once you complete everything, you can go back and you should be able to see the data. So let's get started. So once you're here on clarity.microsoft.com, you're gonna go where it says sign up, and then you're gonna select the one that best suit your needs. In this example, I'm gonna use Google, but if you have Outlook or Office, this is what you'll use, or you can also use your Facebook to sign up. Whichever is easy. In this case, we're just gonna select whatever, again, it's easier for you. For this example, I'm gonna use a Gmail account. There are a few things that could happen. Once you put your password, it's gonna ask you to verify. And all you have to do is, if you're using a two-way verification, a phone or email, just continue with the steps, and then you're gonna be able to go to the next step. So as you can see here, we're gonna go to next because it's verified. And now we're gonna be able to see this right here. It's gonna also make sure that you confirm and select this option right here and click continue. Here is where you're gonna add the website that you're gonna be using. So for this example, I'm gonna pull up one website that we're gonna be using, which is gonna be this one right here. And give me 1 second. Okay. We're gonna be using this right here. This website right here. Okay. So this one is called Look For Me or Look Up For Me. And then I'm just gonna add that domain in here. So I'm gonna copy the domain, paste it right there. In this step where it says name, you can name it anything because you can add as many websites if you have multiple ones. So you can name it, for example, listing website. In this case, yours could be the name of your business. Again, whatever is easy for you. So let's keep it as Look For Me directory. Okay. And then you now click add new project. Once you do this step, this is what you're gonna see. It's gonna give you a few options: install manually with a third-party platform, or if you need help with installation, you can also share code. This will be something like if, let's say, it's getting very complicated for you, but I promise you it's not going to be that complicated. It's very straightforward. So as soon as you watch this video, you'll see it's not that difficult. But if you still get stuck or have questions, feel free to reach me and I'll help you troubleshoot anything. For this specific sample, because we're going to use Wix, you can also use Shopify, Squarespace, WordPress. Then you'll select this option right here. So you're gonna click on view all platforms. Once you're here, all you have to do is select the one that you wanna use. In this case, it's Wix. And even here, we'll show you a guide on what you need to do. But all you have to do is copy the clipboard, and then you're gonna go to the website dashboard. Okay, so once you're on this dashboard right here, and let me move this away, you're gonna go on the corner where it says settings. and then you're gonna scroll a little bit and you're gonna find custom code. Once you click here, you're gonna do add custom code, and then in this section you have to paste the code. Then you're gonna name it. To make it easier for you, you can name it clarity tracking, and then make sure it says load on all pages, and then apply. Once you do that, you make sure this is on, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So now that you're on this page, the last thing you need to do again is just wait for the data to come back. As you can see right now, you cannot select any of this, and this is where you'll see the project. So if you click on project, this is where you can do it. If you add new project, this is where it's going to show. So this could take again between 10-15 minutes, and sometimes I've seen it to take up to an hour before it starts sending you data. As soon as it gets activated, once you click in here, this is gonna load. Then you have these options right here that you can go and try to learn other things like Google Analytics integration, which is very powerful and you can use it, but this gets a little bit more complex and advanced. So if you're new, I wouldn't recommend it. But just with the Clarity tool, you should be able to do a lot of different things and also track a lot of movements, have the recordings and everything that you'll see through the course. So again, I recommend going through the course because I have some videos where I actually show you everything. And I'm pretty sure once you complete the course, you come back here, you'll be able to see the data. Let's pause this for a second. That way you can see what it looks like once it's activated. So after waiting a little bit or a little while, this is the first thing you'll see if somebody's already on the site, but you'll see that now you can go into the next part. This one is going to be the dashboard, and this is where you're going to see a lot of the data that you're going to be reading and utilizing, and then the recordings. As you can see, it says there's one live user, and if you went through the course, you already saw this part, but you can actually see what's going on here, and there it is. There are things that on the actual recording it won't show just because the characters are protecting the user from, like giving away their passwords or information. But for the most part, you'll see activity. So now you see everything was pretty straightforward. If you don't, after a few hours, don't see this dashboard and you don't see the heat maps, then send me a message. I'll be very happy to help you. And, it's not going to be that difficult to troubleshoot. A lot of the times, all you have to do is reload your website, sign out of this account, and log in back again. And that's it. But just give it a little bit of time, be patient, because again, that takes a little bit of time to start activating the account. In this section, we'll explore more about heat maps. And this is something very exciting because with this section of the tool that you're going to have at your disposal, you're going to see a few things. Pages that people are excited about, the bounce rates that you're getting on specific pages, and where you need to put the most attention and making sure that you're delivering the message to the user. I'm going to give you a quick example, right? Anytime you are very hungry, there are two things that you're normally going to do. One is see what type of food you're going to eat and where and what the experience is going to be, right? So for the most part, usually they go hand by hand. But when you're very hungry and you're in need of something, right, you're usually going to think like, oh, I want to eat a salad or want to eat a burger or want to eat something specific. And once you have made that type of decision, then it's very likely and easier for you to go on to what restaurant you're going to go and eat at and understand if they have a good service, good food, and all those things. Same thing with your website. When people come to it, right, the first thing you want to make sure you provide is the value, the services that they're looking for, and based on that, people are either going to stay or leave. If you can pretty much connect with that person or that user or that potential client and tell them like, this is what I offer and this is what I can do for you, then the second step for them is going to be understanding who you are, what experience you have, and all those things. So let's go into this live example, and we're gonna go over two main pages. We have a few different websites that we use, but this one specifically, you're gonna see some mistakes that we have made in the past. And again, because we have different pages, we haven't come back and improved them. So we use them again as a way to show what you cannot, what you shouldn't do, and things that you can improve. We're gonna go onto the home page here, and as you can see here, there are already a few what's called recordings, right? But where you want to pay attention is on the scroll area. And why the scroll area is because this section right here specifically is going to give you one important thing, which is this. 100% of the users are going to come to the header, right? That's the first page people are gonna land, and that's where you gotta pay the most attention. So either you gotta send them a good message, provide good value, and have this section right here as the key for the success of your website. If this part doesn't explain or tell the user what you do as a business, less likely people are gonna scroll down. And as you're gonna see here, you're gonna notice how it's dropping, right? It goes from 100% to 64%, meaning this is a big mistake because right here, while we offer like schedule Zoom, create fixed code, or book call, it doesn't necessarily explain what else we can do to this specific user that is potentially looking either for website design or some type of service. Now, as you can see in this section, we go directly into the About Us, which this can be improved on either providing the services, providing some type of value, some call of action, or something that can motivate this user to stay here or keep scrolling. So as we keep going down, you're noticing it's getting colder, right? So now we go from 64 to 45 to 35. And as you keep scrolling, you're going to notice only 29% of the users land at this point, meaning you already lost them, they already closed the page, and your bounce rate is not going to be as good. So we're going to close this. We're going to go to a next example, which is going to be this page right here. In this one is what we use for our YouTube channel to give free resources to people. And you're gonna see the difference when the people are looking for value or they see value on the page. So we're gonna go into the actual heat map, and then we're gonna go to scroll. So once we're here, again, same concept. You get 100% of the users here, and that's why we have this message as supporter channel, because we do a lot of free stuff for people. But as you come here, you're gonna notice the percentage doesn't drop drastically, and that's because what we did is we have resources on this page that people can still access anytime. So you're gonna see it's gonna stay very consistent. So instead of going from 96 to 64, it stays on 70, and then this part it drops a little bit and then completely drops because people don't come all the way here. And this is because the newest stuff is going to be in this part at the top. Again, you can adjust this or improve these sections by you either providing some type of value, making it in a way that it relates from the first data. So as you're explaining services, then the second section is more about how you'll deliver that service and many other things that you can do into your actual website to get a person to either keep scrolling or to take an action. In this case, we have a few buttons. So now we're going to go onto the clicks, right? Then as you can see here, you're going to notice which buttons are the most popular. So this one is completely cold. This one right here, it's already a 6%, right? And if you keep scrolling, you're going to notice there's not much movement all the way until you get here. But you also need to have specific things where people are going to go and take action when they're on the site. So on Heatmaps, this will be something that you can look into, see how popular these sections are, what you can change, add or remove, and get closer to, reach that potential goal of your site for conversions and for either selling more products or getting more bookings. Session recordings are an invaluable tool that website owners can use to improve conversions and sales. Here, I'm going to show you how you're going to utilize this tool, and we're going to go on the details about why this is very important. For example, if you can see the recording of someone actually using your website, then it gives you a little bit more understanding of how you can change or update certain things. For this example, we're using this website, vitso.com, and within your portal, you're going to go where it says recordings. On the left side panel, you're going to see recordings that have happened during a period of time, and we're going to go on each of them. So the first page right here, you'll see it was done at 6:04 p.m. and then it shows you the date. It shows you how many clicks and then where this came from. If you go into more details, you'll get a little bit more insights. For example, what size computer browser was used. And this is very important because many times if you're doing specific forms, if you're using third-party plugins or apps to your website, this can actually tell you if it was loaded or not on your website. Sometimes Chrome, Fireworks, or even Microsoft browsers do updates, and there are things that might not work on them. So this will give you a little bit more of understanding if something is working or not on your site. And the other thing that you want to look at is how they perform and how they move through the site, right? In this case, there was only one click and that was it. Nothing exciting. So we're gonna go to the next one. This was all done on the home page, and this was through a mobile version. As you can see here, the person came to the website and then also didn't take action of anything. So as you keep looking through the data, there could be a few things. One, if people come to your website and they leave without doing any action, means that you're not solving their problem, right? You're not delivering the message, and that's why your bounce rate is high. For this specific website, there's a lot of improvements that can be done. Now, on this one specifically, you'll see there were done 2 clicks. If we replay this, the person comes to the site looking for a specific resource, and then once they find it, they click download the file, and then they go on onto their day. We're gonna go and look at a different one that has a little bit more clicks. So it will give you again a little more detail or data about how this is gonna work on your site. As you can see on this specific page, the user keeps scrolling, is looking for something specific, not reading at all. And then in this case right here, goes to a specific page, tries to look at the data, is reading, trying to either understand, see, or learn something from your site. And your website could be a little bit different because you're either selling a product, you might have a form, and you can see how these people are going about this specific thing. So that's why this is very important for you to review at least once a week to make those improvements and see if people are actually taking action when they're on the site. For this specific session, it was very straightforward, so we're going to move to the next one. In this session, we're going to go over every detail on the tool that's going to help you understand the insight and how your users are navigating your site. Let's get started. So we're going to go first into the actual dashboard. And once you're right here on the left panel, you're going to see a few things. You're going to see who is currently on your site and how many users have actually come to the website. As you keep scrolling, you also want to notice this, which is very, very important. This information is key for you to understand what tool, what resources you're using, if you're doing some kind of marketing, if you're paying somebody to run specific social media campaigns, and understand if that's actually working for you. As you can see here, most of the traffic for this specific page comes from YouTube, but there's direct searches, and you can even see more, which is pretty much just some pages, which is bit so that weak site, and those are pretty much free pages that are available on Google that we're currently using as backlinks for this specific page. So again, this is going to give you that insight that you need to see if that's actually working for you, if the campaigns that you're running are delivering a result. And as you keep scrolling, you're also going to see the most popular device that people are using. And by knowing this, is also going to help you uh, improve certain things, find out if there's updates that you need to do on the page, depending on what type of technology you're using for your website. You can see if those specific systems are working correctly for that technology, and help you find out errors or problems ahead or before these updates start rolling out for either some Windows or Mac or things like that, because a lot of the times these things happen and you're not sure knowing if something is working or not. As you go to the second option here, which is countries, you also want to see where these people are coming from or users are coming from. And this is also going to help you do certain improvements regarding type of products that you're offering, services, and all those things. Here is also going to show you if there's some errors and if there's some problems. And as you keep going here, dead clicks, meaning that they didn't go anywhere. So sometimes people will click on something. This is an indication of, if you haven't this, you can use the heat maps in combination to see where people are clicking, and maybe you have a button that's not working, or maybe you have some design that looks like a button and people are clicking on it. So this is also going to help you improve that part. As you move to the next part right here, you're going to have the scroll depth, and most of the people, or a little bit more than half of the people, scroll all the way to half of the page. That's why it's 58%. And the time spent on average as active users. As you keep scrolling here, you also see what kind of browsers they're using, and we already talked about this in the last video. And the other part that is very important is the popular pages that people are visiting on your site, so you can see what to improve and where to put your attention. This is similar to operating systems, because most of the devices that people are going to use is either a mobile PC. And so this is going to help you a little bit more on like seeing where people are looking at your site from, and it's going to help you also do those adjustments. For this page specifically, I know it shows that 86% are coming from desktop, and that's because this is a website that offers resources for people that are building websites. So most likely these people are already in their computers. But for your case, most likely could be mobile. So you gotta make sure your mobile version is optimized, and that way you can deliver those, messages or assets to your clients, or any products that you're trying to sell in the right format. So again, This is what is going to help you improve a lot of those things. If you still have questions, feel free to send me a message and I'll be very happy to help you out.